What's happening, good people? Welcome to the channel. I'm Wes, aka Mr. Budget Watch, and today I have a very exciting comparison. We're actually going to be comparing two movements. We have the Seiko NH35 versus the brand new Miyota 8315. Not the 8215, the 83. So this is their newest release. So let's just talk a little bit about when these movements were introduced. Now, the Seiko NH35 was introduced around 2011 and was, of course, brought out to go to micro brands and brands that wanted an automatic that was reliable, affordable, and, good. That's pretty much it, really. That's what it is. It's a good, reliable movement. Now, Seiko don't actually use the NH35, they use their own version of the NH35, which is basically the same core architecture of the movement, but, it just has a few little flourishes that the NH35 doesn't. So the 8315, as far as I can tell, was first mentioned, I saw on forums, in late 2018. And I think it was actually brought out into production in 2021. But it's been a little bit slow on the uptake, let's just say, and not many people have actually utilised it yet. Well, until now. Well, this is my first experience with it, let's just say. So yeah, 2021, and it's slowly trickling into watches, and we're seeing it more and more widely available now. But is it any good? Well, that's what we're going to be figuring out. So specifications wise, there's actually a little bit of difference, but not massive difference. So we'll start off with the NH35 first, and we'll pop that up here. So this has a 41-hour reserve, 24 joules, 21,600 beats per hour, a bi-directional rotor, hand winding, dire shock, -20 to +40 seconds per day, hacking seconds, and that's about it. This has a massive 60-hour reserve. Yeah, 60 hours. 21 joules, 21,600 beats per hour. We have a counterclockwise rotating rotor. It's also got hand winding, parashock, -20 to +40 seconds, and hacking. So straight away, it's already got that beat in one area. 60 hours of power reserve, that is just ridiculous. Very impressive stuff. So it beats the Seiko hands down there. I mean, by a good margin. But is it actually better? Well, that's what we're going to talk now. So we're going to talk a few pros first. Well, obviously, the Seiko, it's tried and tested. It's been in the industry a long time. It's been used a lot, and it's a bulletproof, reliable movement. It's got all the right features that you need. Hacking, hand winding, it's quiet, it's reliable, it's robust. Not the prettiest of movement, which is a con, and it's definitely crept up in price a lot over the years, but it's still a solid go-to movement just because of all those key things, the specifications, the reliability, the durability, and it is a rock solid movement. The pros of this, the 8315, are that it's got that insane power reserve, and now it has hacking, and it's very quiet. Yes, it's actually quiet. It's on par with the NH35. I'll see if I can demonstrate it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this all that well. Oh, my camera's gone funny. There we go. So yeah, I will try and demonstrate it. So I've got my microphone set up, and I'll see if I can give it a go and see if you can hear it. So I'm not sure if you guys were able to hear that, which I suppose might not be a bad thing. Now here's the same test with the NH35. And that's the NH35. So Again guys, I'm not really sure if you could hear that all that well. Obviously I can't hear it back through anything, so I'll have to wait until I get to editing. Another little thing I've noticed as well is after you've shook this one, the rotor seems to spin a lot longer than this one. This one stops pretty quick. This tends to keep spinning. Now I'm thinking that could potentially be because obviously it's probably got a different, you know, spring and gear train and all that stuff, so it probably needs that extra momentum from that from the rotor to get it to its 60 hours. So that's just a little observation I've made there. So now we're going to talk, well, issues of the NH35. I think the big problem is with this movement is now it's become more expensive. Obviously it's still really cheap to repair, really cheap to replace in the grand scheme of things, but it's definitely crept up in price a lot. The other downside is it's not a pretty movement. I've said that before, I'll say it again, it's definitely not an attractive movement. The 8315 cons is, well, it's again a little bit more expensive. And also, I don't think it's the best looking movement either. So yeah, I think this one and the NH35 should really be put behind a decorated solid case back. So now we're going to discuss how these actually feel in use. So we're going to set a benchmark with the NH35. Now, first step is winding. So I'm just going to pop the crown on that one, and then we'll pop the crown on this one, because they both screw down. And that's now, both of these are in their winding stages. So if I give this a wind, okay, that's very nice. I'll see if I can demonstrate it. So that's how the NH35 feels. Sounds, and it feels great, really nice and smooth, no issues whatsoever. So let's just give the 8315 a test. Okay, it's a little bit more resistive like the 8215, a little bit noisier, a little bit gratier as well. Let me just so that's how that sounds. I'm still going to give the edge to the Seiko in the winding. I just think it feels a little bit solider, a little bit smoother. So yeah, there is one thing I want to see if they've fixed on that as well. So now we're pulled the pull the crown all the way out, and we go to the movement, and this so nice and smooth. No horrible feedback. Just a really nice overall experience. Very quiet as well. So now if we pop the thing all the way out here, you can see it stopped. Now comes the test. No, it's still got that same little bump. Smoother than the thingy though, than previous gens. But you still get that little bump through it. It's kind of become like Miyota's character now, almost. But it's very, very smooth though. You still get that bit of a thingy. I have noticed as well, there's not as much graty feedback. With the 8215, you get a bit of a sort of graty feeling back through it. I'll just pop these back in. Back through the crown. That one, no. So it's definitely improved in that regard. So what this one's going to be a tough one, I think. Which is the better movement? Well, in terms of specs, that one takes it. It's basically on par now with the Seiko in just about every other aspect, apart from the insane power reserve. So the Miyota takes the specifications. The winding is better on the NH35, just a little bit nicer. The time adjust on the 8315 is nice, but again, I just think that nicer, smoother feeling NH35 is a little bit better. This has still got those little tactile bumps, but again, I think that's part of their charm and their character now. It just seems to be what they're all like. But which is better? Oh god, guys, this one's tough. This one's tough. Downside of this one, I'm thinking it's not had proper field testing like the NH35. That has been tried and tested. This, it's a newcomer. So for now, I'm going to give this light edge to the NH35. I know, but I'm going to revisit this. I'm going to revisit this in a while, few months down the road, maybe even next year. And I'm going to keep both these watches and I'm going to see what this is feeling like then. So after a year's use, I'm going to see what it's like and I'm going to see what that's like. Because both of these are brand new watches, so there's not really anything there. The only difference really is obviously the watch itself and the movement inside. So I'm going to wear these watches on and off for the next year. I'll come back again and I'll revisit and we'll see if anything's changed. So guys, for now, NH35 edges it on just minute, just a little bit better, but that definitely wipes it with the specifications. So yeah. Anyway guys, that is pretty much it. Do you agree with my verdict? Do you think the NH35 is better? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. And of course, follow me on social media at Mr. Budget Watch. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.